guys, Tony the Soy Assassin. Welcome to today's Smokers Panel Live. Why is the camera so close? Hold on. A little bit better. Okay. All right. So today is what? Today is Wednesday, June 4th. And it's been a little bit more than a week since we're back. I finally saw the first recorded review for the Project ITS. So I gotta say, I'm kind of happy about that. And I'm hoping to see more. Okay. Before today's conversation take off, really, I'm gonna smoke the Punch Winners cigar. And the reason I want to smoke this is because this cigar is so bad, I had to find a reason to smoke it. This cigar is like so weird, I had to find a reason to smoke it. I had a conversation over at Cigar City headquarters, and I was surprised there's a story behind the cigar, and it was this big disappointment. And I was surprised because I smoked it. And I was like, yeah, that's what's the problem? When they say you can smoke this from either side, either end, you can't. All right, it says smoke from either end. You can't, because no matter where you cut this, it's gotta unravel. There is only one right place to smoke it, is if you find the spiral of it, and then you smoke at the end of that spiral. So for this one, the spiral is probably this way. So the cap's here, the foot is here. This is actually a cap, and this is actually a foot. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. All right, let me cut this and smoke, and we can talk about stuff. Now, if you guys have questions about ITS, you can still ask. I feel like if I keep talking about it every day, you guys probably get bored, because there's no new information on cigars, right? Cigars, what it is. There's nothing new about it. So, oh yeah. Either way, I had to cut both sides. All right, here we go. So I gotta figure out which way. Like, I feel this is the outside. This is the inside. Yeah. I'm gonna smoke it this way. So hello, long live Tibrus. Hello, camping. I forgot. Yeah. So I really had to smoke out the cigars, and more different cigars, to get an idea of what we're gonna do about the next cigar project. There is an interview being released tomorrow. Some Puppy Rook's channel is gonna have an interview that we did post event, and with that interview, you hear name that we have decided for the next project, but we don't know where that project's direction is gonna go. Okay, but the only way to find that out is by smoking more variety of cigars, even more than what we had before, to find out what do people want. Like, and obviously, when people do reviews on our cigar, we can finally sit down, watch that, and see what could have been different, or what could have been done different, or what I can do from this point out. Because right now, like as I say in a lot of different videos, it's even harder than before to find out what people want. Like, to beat the previous project. And this cigar, holy shit. This cigar's got 2 holes in there, so somebody pulled 2 stem out of this. And it's smoking bad. No, keep in mind this cigar is definitely a gag cigar. So like if you gotta buy this cigar, you're not gonna get crazy good cigar out of it. I probably had to relight this a million times. Okay. I also want to put out there. I want to put it there. If you know a good humidor company that you think that we should, well, I should partner up with, let me know. Put it in the messenger or put it in the Instagram. Let me know that you think a certain brand of humidor or a company of humidor is good. I need, well, not like that badly, but I do need another humidor to put just the ITS cigar in there. Um, I'm looking to have a decent size one. I'm decent size between 1,500 2,000, and I'm looking for a humidor that's suitable, that's matching its grace, matching the greatness of the cigar project, to put the cigar in there, to take, and then once I sort things out, maybe I finally can do a um like a walkthrough video, and then I'll probably do like a quick review video of the humidor. But then it has to be worth it, because whenever I bring down a humidor, it takes a long time. So it has to be a worthy humidor for the right price or cost for me to put it together. Because I already have it. It's not I don't have it. But I feel like, since it's like a collaboration thing, not collaboration, it's a celebration thing, that I should put a humidor right here where you can see it and put all the ITS cigar in there. But I want one that matches, that is worthy for the right price. Okay. But if you work for if you're working for a humidor company and you think your humidor's good, reach out to me, man, and let me know like what model you guys recommend, how much it costs, blah blah blah. I'm debating what company to use. Um, I've been trying to use Raching. Like I try to work out with Raching in terms of using their humidor, because like they have a model humidor that looks pretty good. I think when they're doing that, like filming, it will be pretty good. But like they just won't, like their price is a little bit too high, in my opinion, for what it is. And it's not to blame them for anything like that, but like when you want to charge like $600 something for shipping, and you gotta charge me extra $400 if I go pick it up because somebody gotta pack it up or whatever packaging, that makes no sense. It makes no sense to me in terms of the pricing. It's like you gotta give me one price, but if I go pick it up, it gotta cost me more. If I have it shipped, it's gonna cost me even more. It makes no sense. Don't give me a price that it's gotta change uh to pick it up. And especially something like I could have it and I can don't have it. It's not a must, it's not a must. I want to have it. I want to do a video on it, but it's not a must. It's just like it makes no sense. And which is really funny because well, not really funny, but the person I was talking to all of a sudden one day told me, like, 2 days ago, something happened with her family. She had to quit her job. And it's like, oh, I'm communicating with you, and I literally had to re-communicate with another person. I just got annoyed. I was like, nah, never mind. I already have a new Air 1500 over here. That's you can see the corner right here. And I try to not be here because you know no free advertisement me, but I just have it. But I need a big one. I need 1500 to 2000. Africano is nice. It's nice, but like it's small. It's small. I look at it. It's like you're paying like $1,000 for like 500 counts humidor. Like that's like that's too small. That's too small. Well, it does look nice though. It does look nice. Well, did I remember this wrong? Hold on. Affidano. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I looked at it, the leather stuff and stuff. Like their 250 count is 3,699. Their 1,200 count is 4,899. That's crazy. That's $4 a cigar for room, right? So it's nice, but it's too small. Too small. Right? It's too small. Yorn Chong 400 448 liter sounds pretty big. Sounds like way too big for what I need. Now I need something that's small enough where I can bring it down to the basement, but large enough to fit. Yorn Chong, okay. Well, I'm having a hiccup. Oh, okay. Here we go. Cigar humidor, aging storage, Yorntron 448, constant humidity temperature, large size humidor. Um, um, yeah, this one, it doesn't tell me how many cigar it holds. Hold on. How much is that? This one that he just made, the Yontron 448L, is $3,000. It's $3,000. That's a little bit expensive too, but I'm gonna see how many can you hold. Now the smaller one is 1,299, which is not too bad of a price. Okay, not too bad. But how many cigars does it hold? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hey guys.
Hey, what's up?
Wow, so loud. Hold on.
Am I loud?
No, it's me. It's me. It's me.
It's you. Well, of course it's you.
It's me. It's so loud. I'm trying to find out the humidor size. It doesn't tell me how many cigars it holds.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me how many
Here
cigars
we
it
go.
holds. All
What are
right,
you looking at?
storage.
What are you looking at?
Humidors. So the 1,299 holds about 1,000 cigars, and it's 110 pounds, heavy. And the 2,999 is 1,700 plus. Yeah, that's still on the expensive side. That's $2 something a cigar. Well, almost $2 a cigar. 206 pounds. That's too heavy. Too heavy. I don't know, but those are good suggestions though. Those are good suggestions. But hey, if this video gets out there, somebody get Yontron company to contact me. See if we work something out. Pretty sure this hours way to work things out. 1,000. No, it's actually not bad. 1,299 for 1,000 capacity. But I think there is function different. I don't. The drawer is weird, like filter and stuff. So I'll look into it though. Thanks. And yeah, if anybody knows any company, haven't contact me. Haven't contact me. And we'll see. All right. So Eric, how you doing? No, I'm trying. I've been working with that. Remember, I was talking to you about racing. I was talking to their rap and stuff like that. Huh?
I thought you bought it.
No, I was gonna, and then like the lady that I was talking to, something happened to her family. She had to quit her job and she left. And like the price just doesn't make sense. The price that they want to charge doesn't make too much sense for a small humidor. And they want to charge $650 on shipping. $650 shipping. And that kind of bothered me. Like, why would I do that? $600 something. When I bought this $1,500, I didn't even pay that much for shipping. I just didn't think it was a value at the end of it when you calculate counts per whatever. And that humidor has a little, something that bothers me too. So remember I showed you the humidor? That drawer, the rail is wood. So if it broke off, there's no repair. That piece of wood just falls off, then there's no repair. If you already tried have a new Air 1500, why not try and partner with them? It's not that I can't. I just want something looks different. Like I already have one. I want something looks different. Like this one I bought, the new Air 1500 I bought. So, and I most likely will buy. Even if I contact some other brand, I'll end up buying it. I just want to communicate and get the best price. This cigar is so bad. Why am I smoking this? Okay, so how you doing, Bell?
I'm doing good. I'm just thinking about the humidors that you're talking about, and when you, uh, me like probably many others in this new cigar thing, started out with a desktop,
Mm-hmm.
and when you first start out, and you get, I think it was like a 50 count, 40 count, 50 count desktop, and when you first start out with cigars, you have 5 cigars and you put them in there, and then it looks empty. So then you start to fill it up and it looks good, but then you get more cigars, you need another humidor. So I have literally 1, 2, 3, 4 humidors. A wooden one that holds 50, a 20 count, and then those ceramic type, which for me does not seem to work well. They look nice, they look good. Actually, I have 3 of those ceramic ones, but they look nice, they look good, but they don't seem to be doing this job, even with like one of those cedar sleeves in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I put the Boveda pack in there. They just don't seem to do what I wanted to do for my cigar. I mean, the appearance looks good. They look nice. Nice looking acrylic humidor, not acrylic, but the ceramic jar type, whatever kind you have. It looks nice for display. But for me, as far as maintaining a cigar for humidification does not work well.
Mm-hmm.
I went and got me one of those new airs.
Mm-hmm.
Got a great deal on it. A couple of years ago, I got it. Got me a 300 count. Figured this is going to be just fine and worked well. And I realized it's still not big enough.
Right.
And, then I looked at another one, a bigger size, and you think about getting that. Then all of a sudden there's a bigger size. Then I mean, when is, unless you build your own, and even if you do build your own, when you start to accumulate the cigars, when is enough enough? It's never enough.
Right. I mean, the humidor for me is a want, not a need. Because you guys know how much cigar I have, like retarded amount of number. The majority of my cigars on the floor. On the floor. And it's totally fine being there. I've been doing that.
It's not.
My entire basement is a humidor.
Oh, well, okay.
Okay. So okay, Val, like let's say if you own a giant fridge meant for a humidor, like walking fridge.
Yeah.
Where do you think the cigar is gonna land?
Well, here's the thing. I could not have them resting on the floor. I would have to put like a pallet or something down there so they can rest on top of that off of the floor.
Okay, let me rephrase that. My cigar is above the floor on the carpet, which is on top of the floor.
But it's still like on the floor.
Yeah, but off the pellet is still on the floor. It's just the pellet is on top of the floor.
Okay, the pellet, yeah, it's on the pellet. It's different. It's different. I went into a cigar shop the other day, and he had so many cigars. He had them in boxes stacked up, which is, I get it. It's fine. You run out of space. You got to put them where you can. But it just bothers me when I see a box on the floor. If it was like on the bottom shelf, the shelf is just a half inch off the floor. Then you put your cigar box on top of that. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. It's probably me, right? It's probably me. I know it's not doing anything to the cigar. I know it's not doing any harm to the cigar. Okay?
Under the box of cigar, there is another empty box under. I think.
Okay, that's different. And now you have it off the floor. It's on another box.
Right. There is another box of cigar on the bottom, which I think maybe has stuff in it, might not be, but it's off. It's off. When I say it's on the floor, it's on the floor, but like it's always on the floor on something.
Okay.
Okay. Either it's on carpet, another box, an empty box, paper box, or
as long as it's off the floor. It could be on a box, it could be on a shelf, it could even be on a shoebox, on top of a shoebox. As long as it's off the floor. I know it's
off the floor. Even if it's just off a piece of paper, it's off the floor.
Yeah, I get it. I know there's like a separation there between the box and the floor.
You gotta keep in mind, my floor is concrete. I'm in the basement. My floor is concrete.
Yeah.
And I had a carpet over it.
Yeah.
So whatever on there is off the floor.
Well, technically, it's still on the floor. I know it's a covered floor, but it's still on the floor.
But let's say if I put a box under it, that's the same thing. It's still on the floor. Because there's no definition of how thick it has to be off the floor to be off the floor.
All right. I get it. But it's probably just me. It's just me. I know it's
in
just
fact, I think the lower to the ground, the cooler it is.
Oh yeah, heat rises up. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only is cooler it is, my smoke that I'm smoking around, walking around, is not gonna bother it because smoke rises up.
Yes, it's true. I agree. Do you agree with that, Eric? Yeah, he does too. Eric, keep it down.
I would never put it on the floor. Are you kidding me?
Keep it down, Eric. Get a little loud there, buddy.
So yeah, like to me, it's a want, not a need, because I have various places I can store. I got a cabinet here. You guys seen this cabinet? On the opposite side, I have another one bigger than this. And right across from me is a steel rack filled with cigar and boxes.
Okay.
Okay, so like it doesn't look this way, but like it's basically like this stacked on the other side. Okay, and yeah, on the floor, Eric's gonna be very proud of me. I don't know what the first box is, but it's off the floor, and the second box is the Opus.
I was going to say it's probably Opus.
Yeah, it's not. It's the first box was an Opus. It was the second box. And obviously, I have a stack of cigar over here. You guys see me grab in there. That's right next to the humidor. It's harder to see, but there is. This is and this fridge is stacked on top of those boxes. Right, and then I have the humidor here. I have the humidor there. I have the humidor here, and I have the recording table that I record the B rolls on. Right now, it's stacked with 10 boxes of cigars. So I have cigars over to my house, and they're stored just fine. I mean, the humidity and the temperature is always fine where I store them. My house is in constant 70 degrees.
All right.
Okay.
So here's the question. Here's the question. Is having a humidor overrated?
In terms of store your cigar,
Yeah.
depends on where you live.
Okay. So look at
If you live north, not big deal. If you live close to the coast and the south, very big deal. Very big deal, because you guys are humid. If you live in Florida, you're humid. You need something to keep that humidity off. During the summertime, wintertime maybe not so much. Summertime, big deal. And especially, like, how often does the north reach 100-degree weather?
yeah, that's true.
But
Not
how
often.
often does
Not
Arizona
often.
have 100-degree weather?
All the time.
Exactly. So yeah,
All
having
the
something
time.
that's insulated away from the environment probably better. I'm not saying that your house won't be like, it cannot be 70 degrees, but I think to Arizona, 70 degrees is cold. They like 80, 90 degrees. That's normal. But I like 70. I like 65 if I could in my house. But my wife sleeps cold, so I can't go to 65. But I can go to 70. So my entire house is 70. Then technically, so long as the humidity is available or within reason, I can keep cigar anywhere. But the humidity isn't gonna be within reason in Florida, in Miami or Tampa, in Texas. That it's different. In Arizona, it's so hot, it's so dry, it's a desert there that it's basically you feel like the infrared on your cigar. So they might not work so well. Like if you're in Seattle, bad choice. Seattle is wet, right? So depends on where you are. But over here, it's overrated. Over somewhere else, it might not be. Like for example, if you're in Africa, I hope you're not keeping your cigar out. It's gonna be hot. Your Nicaraguan tobacco is gonna become like Cameroon. Just leave it outside. So to them might be more important. To people here, might not be. You can leave it outside. It's fine. Like Dominican, you technically don't have to put the cigar anywhere in the fridge. In Mexico, you probably does. So it depends on where you are. So to me, it's just it's a one. It's like, we have all these nice ITS in my possession. I just want to keep it away from all the other cigar because that's my baby. I had to, you know, protect it a little bit. That way the mother of the baby don't have to bitch about it to the daddy. You know.
All right, that's a little overboard right there. A little overboard right there. Okay.
I mean, Eric did the same thing. He cleaned out his humidor and put the ITS in there. So he did. It just feels better. Feels good. It's not must. So it's not must. So how is the weather? How is the weather? Today is hot. Today's 80 degrees. Okay. What's everybody's Castelli? Daughter of the Wind? Is that the from that brand? Maybe. And large cooler with the Bovita pack. Okay. So when you say cooler, you're talking about those Yeti cooler?
Like a Coleman or a Thermos, something like that. Igloo.
All right. So I get what you mean. I don't like those because not everybody does. Okay. I personally think that when I open it, it has a smell to it. And I think it's got to get to the cigar. Have you ever keep a cooler closed for a while? Even though it's washed clean, just close it for a while. And one day it's open it up, it smells.
Yeah, you have to aerate it. You have to open it up for.
Right. But however, the key to keep your cigar is not to allow air to go in or
Yeah.
air to go out. So that plastic smell is going to go into your cigar. In my opinion, depends on where you are. Might not be, but in my opinion, it's probably better to get a clear, big giant air sealed box compared to a insulated box because those insulated box, all four walls are plastic and doesn't have airflow. The reason that you can do it with the humidor, like electric humidor, even though the sides are plastic, whatever, is because air floats in there. So
If you have it on, right?
if you have it on, yeah. If you don't have it on, make sure you put some wood trays in there, I guess.
Yeah, wood trays, and you got to open that door every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Like the one over here, this one, it's not on.
Yeah.
But I open
Right.
it like 3-4 times a day.
So yeah, that's plenty of
That's really like
Eric's-
my cigar shelf than anything. So hope tomorrow it'll be good enough to try the ITS. Yeah, you really, Souza, take your time on it. Just really feel your best before you smoke that cigar. Because number one, if you feel better, you gotta taste more. You're not gonna have interest to taste some good cigar or heavy cigar when you're sick. All right. Number two, that cigar is relatively strong. It'll catch you, and when you're sick, it doesn't really help you. Right? You gotta be in your best condition to smoke the best cigar. By the way, shout out to Zio Cigar. Thank you for that review. That was nice of you. That was nice of him to make that review, even though he said that the cigar is too strong.
What? He thought it was too strong? I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't see it.
He said the only bad part of it, he said two bad part. And I encourage everybody to go watch it. If you haven't smoked one, you don't know if you want to buy one. All right?
What?
Is that the first one? He said that the cigar is relatively strong. It will catch you. All right? For him, he feel like if you're not used to it, you might feel woozy.
I don't think he's wrong.
Is he a
He's totally
fast
fine.
smoker?
He's totally fine. No, I said that's totally fine, huh?
Is he a fast smoker?
No. But he is a skinny guy,
Oh yeah, I know he's slender.
Yeah. So depends on your size, amount of nicotine you can handle. Is that different? So I'm okay with that. I agree with it. That is borderline of what I can handle when I first blend it. Now I smoke so much of it, I got used to it.
Huh?
Yeah, like before, I think we were at the blending situation where we were smoking that, one after another, back to back. I feel sick. But at the event, I smoked 5 of those back to back. Didn't feel sick. So, and that's with like waiting for food and stuff. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think Eric right now can probably smoke 10 back to back, no issue. I think he should smoke 10 at the same time with the
bio? No.
It just have to get used to it. Okay. And I recommend people just smoke that cigar in front of a fire pit. Because man, it smells so good when you toss the knob in there. It smells so good when you toss the knob in there. It smells like a oak fire pit. It's nice. Okay. So the second thing is that yeah, the price does scare some people. And I do agree that, but I also agree that once you smoke it, you know it's worth every penny. And I think that's a summary of his reviews. Like he summarized the flavor he got, and he said those are the two downsides of the cigar. I'm gonna keep a list of all the downsides. Whenever I hear it, I'm gonna keep a list of all the downsides, and I'm gonna use that as the inspiration for the next project. And for those people who didn't listen to yesterday's podcast, because Eric wasn't there to defend it, I think we may, instead of trying to please everybody, we gotta piss off everybody equally. Because I really think we can solve the problem with Candelas.
No. Candela wrapper, that's a delicate wrapper.
Right.
And to me, there's a certain time frame to smoke that type of cigar.
And I agree with that. See, Eric, this is why it cannot be a core line. It has to be a special edition.
Yeah, it's the wrapper's delicate and the wrong temperature and
right. I feel like
wrapper.
this is what I said yesterday. We cannot please everybody equally, but we can make everybody unhappy equally.
No, so in order to change that everybody thing, all you have to do is say, "Can we please Val?" To narrow it down to one person, and don't have to worry about everybody else. And I'm
All right.
not that difficult. I'm not that difficult.
All right, so
I'm just saying.
you know, there's so many variation of cigars out there, but there's only a handful of Candelas out there. A handful of Candela. Right? Like Val, can you name 10 brand with Candela wrappers?
I can't even tell you a Candela that I liked.
No, regardless whether you like whether or not you
No,
like it.
no,
Can you name 10 different Candela cigars?
no, I cannot.
And this is why. You know, imagine if we can solve the problem, make Candela good again. Make Candela great again. Aaron's like, are you fucking serious?
Bills.
In all seriousness, I think the next project has got to be some sort of Ecuadorian shade or something like that. I don't know. If the string is only negative he comes out with, it's a good thing. A strong cigar on for everybody. Price isn't bad for the quality of the tobacco throughout prime, and the blend's good. Okay.
So yeah, then the strength of that cigar, and look, everybody's different at how they can handle it. Apparently, it's a little bit more. JB is a little bit more sensitive to it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not find it to be strong.
All right,
Now,
Val, can you smoke that cigar back to back?
this much. I will tell you this much though. It was like 15 minutes later that I start. Okay, yeah, but not during the cigar itself. And I didn't smoke the cigar fast. Well, you saw that, Tony. I took my time with it. I mean, but the strength wise, it didn't hit me like it may hit some people, or like JB is saying it. The strength part of it was
right. But the thing is that even if it hit you 15 minutes later, imagine if you're smoking that back to back.
Yeah, no, I can't smoke it back. I have to have a little break in between before I can pick it up again.
So, like, if you're smoking that and then you're down, you put it down 5 minutes, 10 minutes. and then you pick it up again and pick up another one, smoke it again. At that time, almost 15 minutes, you're smoking the second one. It's gonna catch you,
Yeah. I need like a half-hour break between that cigar. 15
right?
minutes is not enough
So
for me.
that's why I said it's like borderline strong. Where
Yeah.
if you're not careful, it also depends what you ate. Right, if you're come in the morning, chat with two Asians for no reason and not eat breakfast, yeah, it's gonna catch you. It's gonna catch you. So I don't know. I smoked it in the morning already. I smoked in the afternoon. Smoked at night. It hasn't. It no longer bothers me. I feel like I can smoke that all day long too. So it no longer bothers me. But the key right now is for us, in order for us to come up with something and get inspiration, is to smoke more cigars. Is to get more questions, opinions, and create a list of problems that we want to solve, and then using our experience and ideas to resolve that problem. And I think that process might take about 6 months, and then we can go finally announce what we want to do.
So, I mean, possibly could open up a line in the chat. Your thoughts on the IT? Have you smoked the ITS cigar? Question mark. If so, your thoughts, your review, and then let people
Yeah, I
type
I
in.
kind of talk to everybody directly because not everybody want to type up stuff. And so far we
Well,
did. With everybody who smoked, including you, we talked to,
Yeah.
and try to get some idea out of it. Now, I don't know how many people Eric spoke to, but like based on the amount of cigar Eric is sending out, I'm pretty sure he will have a book by the end of it, and Eric will be able to compile a list of things that we can argue about. Like we have not had
1,
the 3
2,
hour argument
3,
since.
4.
We haven't had the 3 hour argument since. We need to wait till that 3 hour argument to be able to go at it. We still will have that argument. I think like it haven't got there yet. Like Eric is very quiet right now because he's like, I'm gonna disagree to everything right now, and I'm gonna keep a list, and then the next time when I argue, I'm gonna bring it all out. Is that
So
what it is?
Eric, you being Santa Claus right now? You're making a list. You're going to check it twice.
He checked it 3 times, still made a mistake. Eric, did you not check 3 times, still made a mistake?
I don't think that was my mistake.
I don't even know how that mistake will happen, but he did make a mistake. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I just need to wait. I just need to wait for everybody's review came out. Like after today's review came out, Eric messaged me, said, "Are you happy now?" I was like, "Okay, I will not. I'm kind of happy. I finally saw 1 review, so I'll start whining about not seeing 2 reviews." Because my wife asked me today when I was walking downstairs after watching that first review. She's like, "So how many review are you expecting?"
Mom lost custody because of her own vile actions, tried to intimidate the judge. She had no.
Wow. So yeah, my wife asked me how many review am I expecting. So Eric, how many review are you expecting to see?
3.
Do we know, or you're just waiting to see what appears?
Well, I have an expectation of what should have been based on the information I have. But Eric, you say 3? You only got to see 3 cigar reviews?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
No, honestly.
Honestly, I don't know.
Right? Because Eric sent out 22 care packages. Let's say 10% didn't do it. That's 2. Shouldn't we see 20 reviews?
So are
Like I said, I hope so.
do-
What
so
do you want me to
those
say?
those people, they have platforms?
He sent to everybody with the platform.
Okay. So with that in mind, did you do a phone call or a message? And did you give like a time frame? Would like to have your thoughts on this, like within 2 weeks? Otherwise,
I don't rush people though. I don't know.
well, I mean, you have to give them an idea of how soon you'd like to get the feedback. Otherwise, you send out 20 packages, 22 packages, 100 packages, and there's no time frame. I'll get to it when I get to it. But if I have an idea of a time frame, then that's going to let me think, okay, I gotta put this on my calendar. I gotta smoke it by this time. Write me some notes, give my thoughts about it, and then send back a response. But if you just leave it open to them, and I get it, I get it. You don't want to rush them. You don't want to feel like they have to do it really, really fast. But what's a reasonable time frame? If you want to make it relevant to the time that you send it out, you got to channel that time frame in so that you're going to get that thing within 2 to 3 weeks tops, unless you're good with waiting a month or 2 months or 6 months. And then you're always going to have
I've
wonder.
been out for a week. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying. Just my thought. I mean, I would send it out. If you have, I would like to know, or I would like to get a response like within about 2 to 3 weeks, so I have an idea of a gauge of where the cigar is landing at, that kind of stuff, something like that. I think that's reasonable.
I think it's reasonable. I mean, it's
I mean-
both sided, right? So if we send you the material and it's because you're willing, right? And it does both sides, right? We
They
try
do me a
to,
favor, so they do.
Yeah,
when
but
No,
Right.
it's not.
but I think it's mutual.
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't.
All right, Joey. Let's say if I send you a cigar and I ask you for a review on it, and then how long do you think it will be reasonable time for you to do one, Joey? Right, without feeling pushed. But I send you cigars after I tell you that, hey, I need some review, and you say, okay, yeah, I'll do some review. I say, I'll send it to you, no problem. How long do you think will be a reasonable time? Right. How long does everybody in the chat, how long do you think is a reasonable amount of time for a review on a cigar that you have it on hand? Yeah.
I say 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
It's current. It's going to be relevant. If otherwise if you're tied up doing stuff like a lot of reviewers are, and if they don't have a certain time frame to work with it, then it's going to be a little bit on the second burner, on the third burner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if I know I got this cigar in, and the guy that sent it to me is asking for some kind of response within 2 weeks, then I know that this is one, it's kind of important, and two, there's a little bit of urgency to it. But
Oh,
if
no,
I just
to me, if you send me a cigar and you expect me to review it in like a certain amount of time, I would just throw that away.
You would?
Yep.
so
Why don't you just tell me not to
So-
send it to you?
okay, send me some cigars, Eric. I'll let you know in about a year.
Yeah, I work on
You
my own
good? You
time.
good with that?
How I look at it.
Well, you are looking at it that way, because you're telling me if I give you a time frame, I'm going to toss that cigar.
Yeah, I
So
would.
don't give me a time frame. Send me a box of
I don't
cigars.
give people time frame.
Then that tells me there's no immediacy and there's no urgency on your behalf about what your product
No,
that you want to hear
it's
about
the
your
way I
product.
look at things, like how I would work, right?
Well, you can't think about how I would work. You got to
That's-
think
No, no,
about
That's how I look
how
at
is
it.
the industry working? How is the industry working?
No, but Eric, it's predetermined agreement, right? So before I send you the cigar, I will have talked to
I
you
didn't.
already, right?
Okay, it is. Like I said, they do me a favor. They said yes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell them, hey, you should do it in like a day.
Oh no,
Well,
not
that's
not a
crazy.
day,
You know,
not
I'm
a
not-
day. Because I
didn't-
understand.
To
Here,
be honest, I didn't give them no time frame. I didn't say, hey, you should review at this point, this whatever. No time frame whatsoever between the agreement.
sure, but like it's. I understand. There's two things involved, right? Number one is how long does it take to review it. Number two is if they have backlog, they already have things in queue. People have 2 weeks events in queue, totally fine. I understand that, right? So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
right,
That's true.
I understand that, and people say 30 day. 30 days sounds very fair, right? But if it's indefinite, it'll be very different.
You know, that's true. I forget that about people that are in the platform creator content stuff. That yeah, they are working on stuff right now, and sometimes I can't do it in 2 weeks. I get that.
Mhm.
So maybe a longer time frame. Maybe 30 days is more reasonable
Mm-hmm.
than 2 weeks. That's
No,
that's a
like
good point.
I'm not saying there should be a predetermined date. I'm saying that I understand one thing. What is a reasonable day? You know what I'm saying? I'm want to say it's reasonable doesn't mean it's a constant, immediate must be, right? So I understand it is a favor. Yeah, like if somebody asks me to do it, it's a favor, and I'll do whatever that's interesting me, and then I have a lineup, and when I get to it, I get to it. I get it, and but it's like when you are on the other side, you're like, yeah, I talked to you, kind of, would it be, kind of, please? I understand that, you know? So I think there's both sides to it. And it's not really an argument. I mean, obviously the cigar's already sent, so it is what it is. But 30 days, sure. I just like to know a time frame so that if you tell me 3 months, I'll wait 3 months. Right?
So okay, so your co-creators. I call them co-creators because you guys do it and probably have some kind of discussion somewhere along the line. Have you ever discussed about when they get in something that they're going to review, on the average, just a rough idea on the average, how long it takes them to do that?
No. Like even when I review, I have a bunch of cigars. It's whatever that interests me today. Whatever I want. There are some time where I have a cigar that sit in my humidor like forever, and I just never get to it. I just I don't want to smoke that today, and that would change that. But majority of the time, I buy my own cigar, so I don't have that urgency.
That's the difference.
But he's right. I mean, it's not a pay review. If you pay somebody to do a review, you kind of have that expectation.
Well,
Right.
yeah, yes.
But at the same time, it's also materials provided.
No, I don't think about it too much.
I mean, look, if I'm
I don't think there is a predetermined. I know that they're doing a favor. I just like to know. That's all. I just like to know. Right. So and I understand that if you rush them, might not be the right time. Because based on the situation, they might have a wet cigar, they just can't smoke it today. And there are some people like Eric that like to have it sit for a while before they review it. Like if you give Eric a cigar, it's got to sit there for at least 2 weeks before you touch it. But I'm kind of got used to like sending Eric a cigar, and I pretty much will see a review in like the next 2 weeks when I send him a cigar. But that's between
Dude,
friends.
some of your cigar you sent, I didn't smoke it.
I know, but then I personally know that you're not gonna smoke them, right? So it's just
oh,
yes.
okay, so with this exchange, a
Mhm.
reviewing cigars, do you send them just a package of cigars? Or in that package, you also say, look at, and these cigars is, let's say I'm sending you 10, okay? But I really want to know about these 4 cigars. Do you think you could review these 4 cigars?
I don't think there's a conversation. It's just basically, can you do us a favor? Review that cigar. Here's 5 for whatever cigar, and then there's no notes in there. Based on what I saw, he packed up, saw like Ziploc bags. I don't think there is.
Okay.
Right? I say I understand, and there should and like he said there should be no expectation of when, but I just like to know when so that I can pay attention to it. That's all.
Okay.
When a pop, you will know. So yeah.
Not sure how the world cigar reviewer is. One would think folks wouldn't mind to review quickly a cigar from a fellow reviewer in order for them to succeed. But at the same time, I know people have lists of cigars that they want to get through. All right, like I know what I had when I was reviewing all those cigars. There are time where I was shooting out review every day because I have so many sitting there, right? And that will be like I will be putting out cigar reviews a month at a time. It's every day because I have so many sitting there, right? So I get that. I get that. I'm just saying from the other side of the chair, not from the reviewer chair now. So from the other side of the chair, I would just I'm eager to see one. Eager to see one, right? It's not expectation, but more like eager to see one, right? That's all. Because I really like to know what people think. Even if it's the same thing, I really like to know what people think. I'm eager to do that, right? Just like, you know, when we are at the event and we were giving out cigars.
Be a little patient.
No, but like, you know what I mean, right? When we're at the event, we give out cigars, people to smoke. We go ask them what they think afterward. You don't say, hey, let me call you a week later, see what you think.
Well, when you're there in person, it's kind of different.
Well, yeah.
Joey says, I said very likely throughout the month of June, the review will trickle out. And probably is. Probably is. Probably is. But see, but the expectation is not really the time frame, but it was like, how many are we going to see? And if Eric, you think that you only got to get 3, that's like a very pessimistic thought on it. Does that make sense?
Okay, how about you can see one?
I already saw one.
Well, that'll be it then.
Then what is the point to send out a cigar?
For people to enjoy.
Well, then.
In that case.
Exactly.
In that case, you're looking this the wrong way. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't even know what Eric's doing right now. So.
Just let me do my thing.
I'm talking about right now.
Right now, I'm talking to you, eager and try to rush people to fucking smoke a cigar.
No. I'm not rushing
No.
people to. No. I didn't say that.
No, Eric. I think for me, look at what my expectation is this here. I have my cigar. We did. I'm going to say we as if I did it with you guys. Okay, I know I didn't do it, but just as an example only.
We are
We-
we.
No.
Shadow Smoker Legion. We are we.
I know that. I know, but wait a minute. We released the cigar. Okay. We gave it to we offered it and provided it to members that were there. Then we expanded the base. So the lounges that we went to, we hit certain people in that lounge. Key people to begin with, okay? That was the target, the key people. Then after that, you looked around, I know I talked to some of the people there, some of the managers there or store reps there, and I asked them, that guy's a regular. That guy's a regular? I'm going to offer him one. That guy's a regular? I'm going to offer him one. Because I want those guys to talk in that lounge about that cigar. I want those guys to talk about, hey, you know what? I was here the other day. I got this cigar. Man, it was good. Man, it tastes totally different from what I had. You got a little word of mouth. The manager is there. The store rep is there. They've already tasted it. They know what it's like, and they can converse and spread the word around a little bit. Okay, so that's, to me, I get that's what was being done then, okay? But now, when you're bringing it out and you are providing, let's call it a sample, okay? You want to get more feedback from other people that you didn't encounter. People that you may know their tastes, you may know kind of what their palate is, but you want to get their perspective on it. Okay. So I'm hoping to get that back in a reasonable time frame. And I'm not,
I don't think we're arguing about the same thing. What
okay.
I'm saying is that I'm interested to know what people's review is. So I hope there's a lot of it. Not that I want people to put it out there so the conversation starts. It's two different things. It's what I want to know versus what they put out. Right?
Okay.
Now, if they wanted to just send me a text message that says, "Hey, Tony, this is what I think," that would be fine with me too. Right? That's not getting the word out there. But I want the feedback. That's all I want. The feedback. Right?
All right.
So I don't think we're looking at the same thing. Like, it might sound like, oh, I want the reviews out there so everybody know. No, I want the feedback.
You get it when you get it, man.
Right? So, like, over here, the chat says that, trust the process, it will get out there. I trust that it's going to get out there. Right? I think that the cigar itself is pretty good. It will get the words out there, word of mouth. That I'm not worried. I just want the feedback so that I get the information I need. Right? Not the other way around. Not like, hey, everybody should put the information out, should start talking about. No. That's not how it is. Right? Hope works in strip club. No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean at all. It probably came out wrong, but like what I wanted was the feedback. The feedback is what I want. But then the feedback won't come until they smoke the cigar. And also at the same time, obviously, I want people to smoke it. I want people to enjoy it. I want people to just smoke it when it's right. Like, for example, Sosa, he's got to do the review, but he's sick. There's no point to tell him to go enjoy a cigar while he's sick. He's not going to enjoy it. I want you to enjoy it. I want everybody to enjoy it. So it's not that there's an expectation of, hey, we send you a cigar. You must do a review. Right? Give me a little bit of feedback. That's all. So it's kind of different of what I'm seeing this to be and what it sounds like to be, right? So value of taking it as a.
I'm looking at a different perspective.
Right. You're looking at it as a more business outtake of it. I'm looking at it as like, we create something good. I really want to see your opinion because your opinion matters. Right? So that's what it is. It's like you do something really good and you give to your friend. You want to see their opinion, right? Let's say if I cook a barbecue, that's really, really good. I say, Belle, I made this barbecue that's really, really, really good. I really want you to taste it and let me know what I mean, what it is. And I send you a frozen piece of brisket, but you just put it in the freezer. And I never get to know, like, what do you think? And that's what I said. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It seems like you're waiting for negative feedback. Many people has given you a feedback. Maybe you haven't heard what you're looking for. Yes, I have not heard what I'm looking for. Yes. And that is the toughest part, is you're waiting for bad news and you're not getting that. And in a way, that's a blessing, but it also kind of, in my opinion, I needed that. I need the bad news somewhere. So I've been waiting for it. That's what I'm looking for. And like, even Eric, I know Eric is like, he want everybody to critique out the shit out of it. right? But at the same time, I'm not sure what. I'm not sure if Eric knows what he's looking for either. Like Eric, when you say critique the shit out of it, what downside are you looking for? You don't know, and that unknown
No,
makes
dude,
me want to
at
know.
this point, I'm going to just let it ride, man.
Trust me, sometimes people are willing to tell you the bad things just because. Yes, and I agree with that. That is the biggest problem, right? That is the biggest problem, and that's why I'm afraid of. So, and I know that what I'm afraid is some people are not gonna put out a review out of being a good friend with Eric or whatever, saying that oh, there's nothing good to say. I'm not gonna say it at all. So
Well, they let me know, privately or not. They
I
let
hope
me
so.
know.
And that's the thing, that's the feedback. That's what I'm talking about. A feedback.
But like I say, I don't know. Just gotta
That's
wait.
the feedback I'm talking about, right? Is Tim going to review one on his channel? I mean, obviously Tim said that he is, but I don't know, right? Tim did give us the review when we were there already. So at this point, whether or not he make it, it doesn't matter because he gave me the feedback when I was there. Does that make sense? If I already got the feedback, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You got it right then and there, but I think what that person might be asking is it would be nice to see it on one of his little shorts or on one of his review
Right.
things.
And I understand that, right? For example, I know Tim being what he is, he had probably like 10, 15 videos already recorded ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
And he does his live show or whatever to promote whatever he have the week of. So he might already have something put out together that this is what we're gonna promote this week because we had a special whatever. He promotes those. He's running a
Yeah,
business, right?
You,
So
you
he's
say that, but then other YouTubers, same shit, man. They probably like 30 video backlog,
right and right. But that's what I'm saying. But if I already got a feedback, I'm not gonna go rush Tim and go, hey, why don't you go make a video and put it out there, let people know, because that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the feedback.
Okay,
I already got
so
it.
when you met up with JB, did he smoke it right there with
He
you?
did. He did.
Okay,
He gave us
so
the feedback there too.
okay, so yeah. So you got two things on it. You got the immediate feedback then, and then you got the review, which followed like a week, 10 days later, whatever it might be.
Right. I mean, like he gave me the feedback. I didn't care. After that, if you want to make a video, great. But I just need the feedback. Right.
Yeah.
So, I think I would want to know if this cigar can be my go-to cigar. Is it one and done or some cigar? Are you a good boy? Are you good? You buy it. What? Some cigar are good. You buy a few and that's it. Mm-hmm. I think I would want to know if this cigar could be my go-to cigar, or is it one and done? Yeah. And that based on based on different people's profile, and that's what I want to know is based on people's profile. Did you like it or did you not? Because there's got to be some people that don't like it, and I think the room to improve came from the people who don't like it, not from people who liked it. Right? Just think of it this way, okay? If you're Usain Bolt, and your trainer is not gonna have much to tell you because you're the fastest man on earth. So you're not gonna be able to improve until somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, Usain Bolt, you could have shaved off a 0.1 second on running if you do it this way." Right? But Usain Bolt's coach isn't gonna be able to tell him that. So he needs the feedback from people that say you could have done this way, it might be faster. Not, hey, Usain Bolt, you're fast. Well, that we already know. Right? And this is where I value other reviewers because they can see what we don't see. Like I see one thing, Eric sees another thing. We already conversed. That's why we end up making the cigar, right? But we don't see what other people's expertise, right? We don't see that. Some people can find good notes or bad notes of some other cigar that I don't see. Like for example, I think the Room 101 is a hit and miss, right? Some of the Room 101 is really, really good. Some of the Room 101 is just like, it's gimmicky, right? But there are people that sees all Room 101s are good. And those people might be able to chip in some ideas. The ink on the cigar band seemed to come off too easily. Ink on the cigar band. Hold on.
I didn't experience that.
Ink on the cigar band come off too easily.
Who is that?
I didn't experience.
I can't read. What is his name?
I didn't experience that.
Which
with the
one?
cigar.
The one that says came out. Dr. Bob is the one that says ink comes off too easily.
Ink?
Yeah, I am not seeing that. I'm trying to scratch
Yeah.
it right now. I'm picking out with my nails
Is
right
he
now.
talking about the band that coming off easy or the ink?
He said the ink. The ink turns reddish. Now, if you're talking about a second band, there is color in here. All right, there's blue and red and purple in here, in black. So if you're seeing
that's in the
on the
main
second
band
band,
too. That's in the main band too.
the bottom of the main band. So if you look at the band, this part, the bottom, has a little bit color to it. And the second band,
there's color inside the black. Put that way.
There's color inside the black.
Yes.
It's supposed to be very hidden, but the grid is not just grid. It's white and silver and gray to have different shades. So some part of it you see the grid, some part of it you don't. And the black, yes, there is red, there is purple and blue.
There's red inside the black. Yes.
Yeah, there is.
So nothing's coming off, man.
Yeah, the ink is not coming off. See, I'm scratching it on it. It's not coming off, right?
Yeah, nothing is coming off. There's color inside the black. Yes.
There is color inside the black. So you see a
look
seep
at
through in the
that.
very
Fucking
bottom.
Attention to detail. It works, Tony. It works.
So there is some color.
It works
in
so good that people thought it's coming off.
There is color in the band. Yes. I want to make sure to address that. That is not. Yeah. So, and it's good that you noticed it. So
Yeah.
it's not very apparent.
We
but
did
there
that on
is color.
purpose.
We did it on purpose. So you actually pay attention to the band.
Good shit.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Because originally we only had black. And then we added color, stripes of color in there. So it's like blob of color in there. I wish I have do I have a demo I can show it to you guys?
I agree with Ethan.
Ethan says, I heard that you're saying, but you'll realize that some people haven't received the shipment and maybe let the rest of it. Yes, I get that. That part I get. I just say I want to know the feedback. So I get that. Let me get to the email and show it to you guys how that looks like. Man.
Idea what was coming next.
All right. So there it is. Okay. Okay. Do I just do this? Yeah. Okay. All right. Here it goes. Screen capture. This is, where is it? Discord band. Snipping tool. There we go. Wait, it doesn't show. It doesn't show. Download. Okay. And then Open. Download this one. Okay. I'll show you guys what. Oh, photos. There we go. I'll show you guys the underlining color, and you will know what I'm talking about. This is why it looks like the ink is coming off. Done. All right. So there is color on the black, behind the black. It's really hard to see. It's really hard to see, but you can see there is color under it. And that's why it looks like the color is bleeding through.
It looks like it fades into the facade of it.
Yeah. So it
That's
kind of
what it
brings
is.
the color, makes it so that the grid comes out different color as you go. So we shove color in there so the grid looks like there's something. When you're looking at it, you don't really see it, but if you look close enough, it kind of pops through the grids on the bottom. So if you can see the grid, that kind of points out there is some grids in there. Okay.
This is why I'm smoking.
And he cool. So, but yes, good catch. And a lot of people didn't catch that. So at least you caught something, Dr. Ball. You caught something that people didn't realize. Yeah, you caught something that people didn't realize. So that's good. Sandman says, "What's up, boys? Hope all is well. Eric, hope nothing happens to your car or anything else that's bad in the weather." No, he just lost power.
The car's fine.
Car is fine. He just lost power. Nah, you're not gonna end up with red lips. Hey, if he ends up with the red lips, I gotta start recommending female to smoke it because that's automatic, lipstick without using it. Okay, so yeah, there is some detail on that. I'm surprised somebody caught it. So at the same time, it's also when you glue the bands together, sometimes when you remove it, it kind of removes a little bit of black with it. I didn't want it to be white. So when you remove it, you got to see some color under it. Does that make sense? When
No,
you have glue.
It's still going to be white.
Huh? No, it's not white. It's color.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I rip a couple off and it's white.
That's the white from the other side.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's still going to be white. What the fuck?
Right? It's just so when you rip some color off, it's got to be some color. That's all. That's all. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You caught that, and yeah, and that's actually not a mistake. That's actually how it was designed to be. Okay.
We should keep it as a mistake.
It's not a mistake, man. It's not a mistake.
We don't do a thing with purpose.
Dude, that cost me an extra die. You see that whole picture? That's one die. That's one die, just to add that color in there. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. See, this is why I like feedbacks. Because when I have feedbacks, I can see either one, that that's a mistake, or two, somebody caught something that it was intended.
What dye are we talking about?
The printing die.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And this is what I mean. Right?
Well,
This feedbacks allow me to know if something there is wrong with it, or is something intended. You guys found out. That's kind of cool. So that's all I needed.
I'd say 30 days.
30 days? Yeah, cool. 30 days good.
Mosquitoes are out already.
Put a zapper out there, man.
Oh, I need one.
All right, so that's pretty cool. And that's exactly what I mean. Like I say, it's exactly what I mean. Is that for people to give feedback, to find the negatives, to find something that I didn't think of, or I thought of that I didn't think anybody's gonna find out. Hey, Jesse. Okay, so yeah, enjoy the cigar. Find some Easter egg. There's actually There's actually more Easter egg in there, but I don't think anybody's gonna find it.
Easter egg in the bed?
Yeah.
I never even paid attention.
Mm-hmm. It's for people who pay attention.
Okay.
If you want to consider that Easter egg, that is.
Martine is too broke.
What?
Yeah, Martine's too broke to pay attention.
Oh,
He gets attention for free.
broken.
He got a lot of attention when he was dancing around.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for Martin to pick up the ITS and do another dance.
Do another dance?
Do another
I got
dance.
one in there. I got one in the humidor.
Do create a dance for that. Create a dance for that.
Oh, create a dance for it.
No?
I don't know. I'm gonna think about it.
Don't you think you look better now doing the dance? Now that you're a little bit more fit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We can do a whether or not you got.
Him, boy.
We can do a whether or not Eric's gonna get sick challenge by having Martin's gotta get sick challenge by having Martin smoke the cigar while doing squats and see how many squats he can do before he feels sick.
Mm-mm. Hell no. That's torture.
He just squat. You do it all the time.
How we're gonna enjoy the cigar, not fucking make me throw up.
But it's gotta make you fit, man. You see, first of all, you got rid of all the calorie that you consume for the day. You burn some calorie doing the squat and you get to smoke a cigar. Look at that. No?
I'll pass. I will pass.
No? Okay.
Heard nicotine cures long COVID and removing spike proteins.
I heard nicotine cured long COVID, remove spike proteins. I doubt cigar consumption for real. It does not cure COVID. People tested for a while. We did notice for a while. Remember this, Martin? For a while, we noticed everybody who smoked did not catch COVID, but later on they start catching it. So they just took longer for them to catch it, but they still caught it.
Yeah.
And I think what it is that if you smoke cigar, people keep a distance from you.
True.
You know, people are 6 feet away from you, so you're not gonna get sick. But yeah, people still catch it. So that was debunked. I caught it 3 times. So I caught it.
I got a
3 times.
roll.
So it's COVID is just one of those things. You just eventually gotta catch it. Right now, it's like, you know, COVID sounds like a history. Like nobody deal with that anymore.
I know. Like, what the fuck is that?
Right? Nobody
Back in
cares.
my
Even
day, we had
if you
COVID.
caught COVID, they're like, yeah, coming to work.
Can you imagine back in my day? Telling all the young kids.
Back in my day, nobody had the guts to go to work. You know, you actually get paid to stay home. You know, it's, if you call your boss and say, hey, boss, I got COVID, your boss is like, don't you dare come into work. It'll be a paid vacation. Stay home.
Yeah.
But now it's like, you better show up when they gotta be unpaid.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine that. Placebo effect is a real thing, though. Placebo effect is a real thing. Yeah, placebo effect is really proven. It's proven real thing. So, but I don't know that nicotine is really gonna help you, in terms of getting over any sickness. So if you're sick, it's best not smoke anything because it's not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable when you're sick and try to smoke cigar. In my opinion.
Nope.
What is my thought on Chimoli cigars? Do you really want to hear that? Because at this point, it's not even fair anymore.
Who that?
RAFAP. Like, I don't even think that giving my opinion is gonna be a fair assessment. Do you want to hear it though? Because I smoked it. Eric smoked it. Eric, what's your opinion on it?
Let them do their thing, man.
Have you ever heard of it?
Let them do their thing.
See,
I think there's plenty review out there about it already. So yeah.
I'm gonna say the flavor is up to you. Like this is will be like a very mutual between the middle. Not biased opinion is that I think flavors are subjective. Some people like it, some people don't. I think it's a little bit light for me, but I think the construction could be improved. Right? If you okay, there's gonna be a interview that comes out tomorrow, and Eric talked about this. Is that every manufacturer knows their flaws, and everything could be fixed. Okay, that's what you say, right, Eric?
I believe so.
Yeah, Eric, you need to like don't look at me like you gotta kill me because that's kind of scary. All right, so I think that they can improve their construction a little bit, and the flavor is up to the person who's smoking. All right, but like Eric said in that interview, everybody knows what their flaws is when it comes to a factory or what you're manufacturing and stuff like that. You know what the problem is, and it's just whether or not you want to fix it. For example, if you had a bad cigar roller and it's constantly creating cigars that has problems, you either go educate that person or you change the person that's wrapping your cigars, that's rolling your cigars. And for that one, there's quite a few that I noticed from various smokers that the construction may have some issue, including the one I smoke. And if they can fix that, it could be a good cigar. I actually do think that their core line, did I even review? Did I even release that review? I probably didn't, but I did a review on it. I think that the flavor is great for their core line. The flavor could have been great if I can smoke it, and the problem is the construction. Okay, so the problem is the construction. The flavor is there. They have flavor, and whether or not you enjoy the flavor is up to you. For me, I kind of enjoy the flavor, and I think that if the cigar was good construction, I probably enjoy it a lot more. Okay, I know someone who say it's a shit stick and the worst kind of blue balls that everyone can get, but of course subjective. Who said the blue ball thing? Who said the blue ball thing? Wow, I did not say the blue ball thing. I can tell you that, but I think the flavor is not bad. Flavor is not bad, just the construction.
Wow, Joey.
But we talked about this, right? For cigars, the only way to really know is not from the reviews, is if you give it a try. The review might sway you to make you consider whether or not it's worth the money from your wallet. But the only way to really know is for you to try. Yeah, the flavors are good. The Pangu, that's what I'm talking about. The Pangu is the one I'm talking about. Okay. The other one, I didn't get a real like deep thought into what it tastes like. I just smoked it as a kind of like muscle memory. But the Pangu, I reviewed it, and I think the flavor is fine so long as you can smoke it. Construction was the issue. But by no means we see them as competition, really. And that's not to say, oh, we're so good. I don't think that, you know, they like Eric said, let them do their thing kind of thing. It's like, hey, you know, they wanna do a cigar with that kind of theme. Sure. You know, like we have our theme, they have their theme. And, you know, their theme might not suitable to my palate because it's Asian background. And to people who have studied Asian background might not like it. But cigar is cigar, right? Remove the band, smoke it, enjoy how you want it. I just review it as it is. I tend to lean towards strong, medium, strong cigars. That's why I rarely buy a Connecticut shade. Okay. It was not one of you guys, but I shall not call him out though. His review was made in confident. I should not. No. I'm not saying that you had to give it out. I'm saying as a rhetorical answer. That's a rhetorical response. Because that's a very specific description to say that it's the worst kind of blue ball you can get from a cigar. That's like that's very specific. That's very specific. So Connecticut shade. Connecticut is supposed to be light to start with. Even with Connecticut shade, I think it's still gotta be light. Martin, name one Connecticut shade cigar that you absolutely loved.
The Casa Cuevas natural core line. Well, it's not really core line because it's the natural.
Is that the Reserva?
The not the Reserva, it's the blue one.
The blue one's the Connecticut, but I don't think it's Connecticut shade.
It's natural, is what they call it.
Natural is a blue band. It's a Reserva.
Reserva. Okay.
Yeah. So paper box, blue
Yeah.
band, Reserva.
Yeah, the Reserva.
That one I liked. That one I think for a natural, it's got some good flavors. And I said it many times, right? Compared to the core Connecticut, the Reserva Connecticut fixed the flavor issue for me. So
Yeah, Reserva's natural.
Where the Nicaraguan and Tano, Connecticut. Is that
I like the
Connecticut shade?
I like the Padrones.
Antonio, I don't think it is.
The only shade I could think about is the Drew Estate shade.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it pretty good.
I like the Padrone of Connecticut.
Prodrome makes a lot of good natural though. That's the thing. Prodrome makes a lot of good natural.
Yeah,
It's just-
but the Connecticut is pretty good too. They have one Connecticut.
Is what they're talking about. Or the Nicaragua Antonio, Connecticut. That's the CT.
It's an Ecuadorian shade grown. So yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Ecuadorian Connecticut shade with Nicaraguan binder, Nicaraguan filter, but it's called the CT.
Yeah, CT.
CT
Yeah, that
Connecticut.
was pretty good.
CT Connecticut. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
The question is how to make a Connecticut.
You've got the American.
No. Not, I'm not saying that how to make a Connecticut leaf Connecticut. I'm talking about how to make a Connecticut with enough characteristic of a true Connecticut, which is nutty, creamy, cedar. Really have those flavor without tinting it. Like, do you guys like your Connecticut a little bit spicy, a little bit pepper?
I like my Connecticut smooth.
Yeah, I like the Connecticut more smooth.
Yeah, I like my Connecticut without pepper or anything else, just creamy, smooth.
Like
Nutty.
if it like have like a smooth spice, that'd be nice.
Right? But like right now we have a lot of Connecticut out there with natural wrapper that starts out with some sort of Habano binder. It's still a little bit peppery.
Right. Like the Brick House Connecticut or the Double Connecticut, that's a good one, but it's spicy.
Right. When it's spicy for Connecticut, that kind of ruins it for me because that defeats the point of being smooth, being soft of a smoke.
Like you want that nuttiness and creaminess with no spice, but enough flavor to keep you interested.
I don't smoke Deadwood, so I can't tell you about Deadwood Dominicana.
And that's why I think the
Like the La Polina in like Corona size is very good.
So there are some good, natural stuff out there. So if we were to make them their own,
the one that me and Trent smoked, what's that called again? The Atabay. That was really fucking good.
Atabay is better to me. Atabay is so
Atabay is
better to me.
good though. Atabay is really good.
Atabay's good, bro. I like that one.
Martini didn't taste the after taste of bitterness.
No.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's weird because only a handful of people taste that.
Seems like only you.
Well, I forgot who also tastes the bitterness, but there are a few people that also taste the bitterness.
Remember the Byron was very weak.
Byron's good though.
I like the Atabay better than Byron.
Yeah, I like the.
The Atabay have more flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Shikaka is just, I don't know why they make a Shikaka. I bought a whole box of it and I don't
The
smoke it.
Chicago.
Shikaka's a Murcielago. The TAA.
Oh, is that orange band?
No. The orange band is the Echo Hail.
Oh,
Shikaka is the white band.
oh, wait. The
New one.
TAA exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's but that's spicy.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I don't know what to say to it because I didn't smoke it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that was spicy.
didn't I send you one?
Probably did.
Yeah, I just had to smoke it.
That had a gold band.
Foundation cigar Pignataro.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. I never heard of it. But Shikaka was bad. Because they came out with something really good. That's why it's comparison, right? You have the Murcielago, which really, really good. And the box price was nice too, right? And then you have the Murcielago Oro, which is like a step up, even more flavorful. Great cigar,
That's the one I'm thinking of. The Oro. That's the one I'm thinking.
right? And then you came out with Shikaka. It's like, what the hell are you thinking?
Well, you guys comparing two different cigars.
What do you mean?
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I don't know what you mean.
Because you're comparing to Murcielago, the Oro, but two different cigars. One's
Yeah,
Connecticut.
but it's the same line. So Murcielago Oro,
Yeah, but it's two
Murcielago
different-
Shikaka.
Two different cigars. Like you don't. I don't know how to say it.
If it's the same line,
It's but different cigars. Not.
Yeah, it is a different cigar.
it is different
see.
cigar. But then that, like, when you come out with something good, something better, and then went down the hill, that's comparable.
I wouldn't say that.
So would you, when people compare iPhone 13 to iPhone 14, they're two different phones. They shouldn't compare it then.
That's not how I look at it.
But is iPhone 14 is not a different phone from iPhone 13?
No, they're fucking the same phone.
They're
Literally.
different phone. The inners are different. The designs are different. The only thing that's similar between the two is that they're the same line and their phone.
You don't compare technology with cigars, man. You compare a toilet, you compare this and that with cigars. It's kind of weird.
It's examples so that easier to understand why it's being compared. Val, wouldn't you compare two cigars of the same line together?
Two cigars, same line, but they're different cigars. Like you compare Connecticut with an Oro, it makes no sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I
if
knew
I
it.
compare with another natural, that would make sense.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
compare it with another Connecticut, a different cigar,
All
another
right,
cigar.
so Espinosa, any Connecticut is still better than Shikaka.
Then there you go. You don't compare the same line, man.
Yeah.
You don't compare the two different cigars.
They're two different blend, but what I'm thinking is that because they're the same branding, they're same line, right? If you want to call it Murcielago, there's some relationship between the two, right? Why would I call it Murcielago?
Well, if it's like the Chicago have the same fucking blend, then yeah, go ahead.
No, but they put it all under the line of Murcielago.
Yeah, but you don't do that.
Just like a different wrapper or something, like you mean?
No, what he's saying is that because it's a different blend, you don't put them together. Like, so you compare one
You
Connecticut
don't
with another
compare
Connecticut.
Murcielago to Murcielago. You know what I mean? Like Especially, okay, this is like the Chicago is like Connecticut. The Murcielago oil is a natural. The Murcielago is a Maduro. You can't compare the two.
But
Or
when
the
you
three.
release the line of thing, like a line of things, you technically could compare them.
No, it's not. It's not the same cigar. Dude. You can't do that.
No, I think they're different cigars.
They are different cigars. That's why
They
they're
are different cigars.
That's why they're different.
I'm
You can't
comparing
compare
it
the
in
same
terms of
the
line.
different line.
I'm
like,
comparing it in terms of a line of cigars.
no, that's
Who
horrible.
says
way
you can compare apple and oranges? Or you can compare them as fruit. Like it's like I like apple more better than orange because apples are sweeter or more tart. Then it's just how you want to compare it. Yes, they're not apples to apples, but they're under the same
Yeah,
category.
like if you do like a Granny Smith versus a honey
Golden delicious.
golden one, yeah, you can do that. Do all you want, but you know apple, right? But this one's a different line of cigar.
That doesn't make sense. Okay, you're saying that nobody ever says I like this cigar better than Andalusia and Boba. It's not even the same wrapper.
Well, when you like it, something better is different, but they don't come like for you comparing it with the line. They compare it with cigars different.
Well, it's different cigar. Now you're talking about different cigars, right? I'm talking about different cigars. Like I say,
Well,
I smoke-
yeah, I'm talking about different cigar, but you talking about the same line.
right. But that's just saying I can compare two different cigars with each other. I can.
Yeah, I mean, like Ethan says, I see Tony's point of view and I see Eric's point of view, but I still agree more with Eric.
Right.
You don't
I mean,
really-
it's point
You
of
know,
view,
it's the
but
same line.
but a lot of people will compare, says I like one cigar better than the other, and they don't necessarily have to be
people
the
do
same
that.
kind of blend,
People have different comparisons. I get it.
right? But then that's the thing, right, guy? What Eric says is that if they're not the same kind of wrapper, they're not the same type of cigar. You can't compare them.
You can't. You should compare the Connecticut to Connecticut.
I mean, I think it's like a different edition.
It's like you don't compare Maduro with Connecticut because there's no way.
I mean, it's still in the same line, but
Two
I mean,
different-
yeah, it's same
Two
thing.
different profiles.
Two different cigars.
All right. Joey says Fasa
Yeah,
Sol,
that's the Fasa, yeah.
Fasa Noche, and Fasa Sombra are pinned against each other too, and they are three different cigars,
Three different cigars.
same line.
different profiles, but you don't really compare them.
Pin each other because we pin them with each other. You don't really compare, right? You just prefer which one you like more.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm compare which one is better, and then for them to be like, this good, this better, and then this, it's the same line.
Okay, I get it.
No. I don't.
Anyways, was everybody smoking?
Right? So yeah, it's a different kind of comparison, but I'm not comparing the blend. I'm comparing which one I enjoy more. Right? I'm not comparing, which Connecticut is better. I'm comparing that in the same line, that's the
Like
worst in that
I
line.
give you a great example that you compare with the Davidoff.
Okay?
Two Maduros, the late hour and the Maduro. That's a comparison.
Okay?
'Cause they're
So
both
I
Maduro.
can't say late hour is better than Signature 2000 because that's not.
No, because they're two different cities.
So I can't even say that. I cannot say that. That late hour is way better than.
Well, you could say that, but you shouldn't.
But that's
compare
comparison. If I say one is better than the other, that's a comparison.
it. Yeah, but I'm just saying that's the wrong way to look at it.
Right? Am I wrong about that, guys? There is a difference, but you do compare two cigars, one better than the other. I like one thing more than the other. That's a comparison.
That's preference.
Yeah, it's a preference, but that preference came from a comparison between the two.
But like I say, man, you don't.
You can't have a preference if you never compared.
Yeah, but the thing is, like the way you saying it is not. It shouldn't. You shouldn't do that.
What do you mean?
Never mind. It's going nowhere. It never go anywhere.
Well, that's why it's called a topic. It doesn't have to go anywhere. It doesn't have to go anywhere, right? I just think that when you compare something, a lot of time we compare two things that's not the same. Right?
But I never compared the two lines.
Or
I'm
does
just-
does people that never compare
Yeah,
burgers? In-N-Out Burger versus
That's a whole different company now. You about to fucking around right now.
Well, yeah, but then people prefer the burger one over another, right? People say In-N-Out Burger is better than Whataburger Burger.
Yeah, but that's two different company.
Yeah, and two different burger too.
Jesus Christ. You see what I mean? Like fucking Val saved me here.
Right? Two different burger too.
Well, I didn't fucking say that you can't compare a different soccer or wherever that the hell that cigar is to a different Connecticut or a different company. Did I?
You just say I can't compare two of the cigar in the same line.
Yeah, and the new burger is not even the same line. It's a whole different company that's making it.
But they're burgers.
What
And
the
they're not the
fuck?
same blend.
What the
All right. So let's say we have the second cigar out. You compare ITS 1 versus ITS 2.
You don't,
Two different
because it's
cigars.
not going to be ITS 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
But
that
it's
sounds
in
like a
there.
good idea.
Yeah,
Let's make an
that's-
ITS too.
But they're different cigars.
It's going
Hey,
to
if
be
we
the
gotta make ITS 2,
Redux.
ITS 2 has to be better than ITS 1.
It's gonna
I
be
think that we
ITS
can agree on.
Redux.
I think that we can agree on, right? All right, if we gotta make an ITS 2, ITS 2 had to be significantly better than ITS 1.
I didn't want to talk about it.
That's like saying cigars are good, pick one. I don't get that. That's like saying cigars are good, pick one.
It's like people ask me all the time, what's your favorite cigar? I'm like, bro, that's like asking me which one's my favorite kid.
Yeah, which one is?
The one that doesn't give me too much trouble. You know,
ITS 2 will be a Candela? No way. No Candela.
hey, if we could find the distributor for that really green Candela, that would be pretty cool. I don't know. I know one thing we probably will never make will be a barber pole. Barber pole will be something that we'll never make.
Right.
Make one that really punch you in the face.
No. Tony won't like that. That'll never
Yeah, I had to
pass.
think about how I'm gonna fit a fist and a spring mechanism inside a cigar, so when you smoke it, it pops out and punch you in the face.
That sounds like a punch cigar.
Punch cigar doesn't really punch you in the face though,
No, it's like a gimmicky cigar that a punch would
right?
make.
Right? It's like you smoke it, punch you in the face. Ow, you know. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, that's. I tend to compare things on the same line. Like for example, if you buy a camera, you compare a R10 with the R50, same line.
It's two different things.
Oh my god. So you're saying that when people use examples, they don't use the same thing because
I'm just saying, you don't compare. No, never mind, man. I can't. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna fucking go wild. I'm
Yeah.
trying to be calm here, Tony. Stop it.
Well, we're
fix
trying to,
myself,
we're
you know,
trying,
trying to
we're trying to
fucking
get,
fix my reputation of fucking going wild. So the motherfucker just keep
Yeah.
going at it.
we're trying to get that trend. that
the
we
trend
missed.
back, right? Get the Eric back.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen. I'm not gonna fall for it.
You are gonna fall for it. You're gonna fall for it. It's just when. It's just when. It's when can we get you to fall for it? Punch Diablo has some kick to it. Yes, I agree with that. Punch Diablo
Yeah.
does have some kick to it. But majority of punch cigars are very smokable cigars. They're like they're for general public. For general public. So I don't know.
Yeah, that punch Diablo is full strength, man.
Hey Toby.
What's going on?
I like punch. I'm going to try the Diablo. Yeah, Diablo is pretty heavy.
If you like heavy cigars, it's very earthy and very heavy. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea. Just full earth is all I got.
I like it sometimes.
What will be the number one thing you don't like about natural cigar?
Natural?
Yeah,
Not
the
enough
natural
flavor.
cigar. Number one thing on a natural cigar that you don't like.
I don't have a problem with any kind of type of cigars. It's just that it's gonna taste good to me or not. So yeah.
It just, I think it's just when it tastes washed out, like you don't get enough flavor out of it.
Well, that depends. Is creaminess a flavor or a texture?
When did I compare 180K car to a $600,000 car?
Remember yesterday it was I forgot what the car was.
What car?
So you
Not
can get
160. What they compare a $300,000 ZR1 with a $1 million Lamborghini.
Lamborghini is not. It's not $1 million.
Lamborghini is $1 million
Wait.
then?
You can get a $1 million Lamborghini, but okay, fine, $650,000 Lamborghini.
Dude, man, I remember when they
I
were
didn't compare it.
300,000.
Well, they did, and you're okay with that.
Dude, anybody else remember that when Lamborghini
I
was
am.
250,000?
Huh?
Now you got BMWs that are 250,000.
Yeah, BMW going fucking wild.
Yeah, right.
200,000 for a
Extra.
BMW is fucking
Yeah, Tony, the XM.
is fucking nuts.
XM's 200,000.
Yeah, I mean, you're up there.
That is so nuts. But you know,
Right? But you know, Eric is totally okay with ZR1 being compared to a Lambo, even though they are two different things.
well, when you compare car, you usually compare with horsepower, right? No,
You got
You don't
less
compare-
horsepower.
so
You can have
don't
less
compare,
horsepower and run faster on Nürburgring.
but you don't compare car with horsepower. That's what you said.
You don't have to.
Okay.
Mercedes always have more horsepower than BMW, and BMW is usually faster.
And they always get compared. They always get go each other.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
you're comparing higher horsepower, lower horsepower, and horsepower does not judge whether or not the car is going to be faster.
Okay.
And how much horsepower is in a Tesla?
1,000,
1,000.
1,020 to be
Okay.
exact.
Yeah,
What about it?
but it's usually compared to normal cars.
Tesla never compared to the Tesla Plaid never compared to a normal car.
What you're talking about? Plaid. I'm talking about normal Tesla.
Well, the normal Tesla had like 600 horsepower.
Yeah, but you still get compared to an average car out there. Less
I
less
never
pricey
see
cars.
It's so
a
basic.
Tesla Model S. I never could see compared anything under like 100,000. So,
No. It's still compared to other cars.
well, yeah, Model 3, Model Y, yes, but when Model S, yes, but they once they pop up a fucking Plaid, they're like, yeah, it's not gonna.
But how can you compare them? They're not the same thing, bro. One is electric car, one is an engine car. Why would they compare to each other?
And most Tesla do compare to the electric car.
You know why would you compare like a C63 with the electric car? Doesn't make sense.
Hey guys, I just want to let you know I tuned out at Tesla.
Yeah, see, Aaron, you can't compare electric to
we were
gas.
talking about ZR1s and Lamborghinis, and then I heard Tesla, and I tuned out.
Yeah, you know we're comparing two different things now. We're
I
comparing to
didn't even bring Tesla into this.
yeah, but you I'm saying that people do, right? You're comparing a motor to a engine.
Like I say, most comparison about videos about Tesla when it pop is about other electric cars.
I've seen they compare Tesla into to a GTR.
What's the fastest electric car right now?
Tesla. No, the Rimac.
What is that?
Rimac Nevera. Bugatti on them.
Yeah, the newest Bugatti, crazy
Okay.
fast. So
No, the Nevera is faster.
see, Joey said this is why you can compare Chicago to any other cigar. But that's the thing, like whenever I bring up examples, like why
Joey
would you
just
use
fucking
example?
nuts.
Yeah, I always say why can you use example? Because people do. We compare two different things. We compare two different things.
Yeah, you got okay. But nobody compared Tesla to Tesla.
Why wouldn't you compare Tesla to Tesla? When you got to shop between two model Tesla, you will compare.
A Rimac Nevera. Nice.
Well, when you're shopping between Hondas, you don't shop between models?
Bro, I'm not gonna compare a Type R to a
I
Type
shot-
R. I'm just saying.
I
That's all I'm
shot-
saying.
I shot by the motor.
You shut by the motor.
Like, why do I compare? Oh, let me get this Honda Civic SI or that Honda Civic SI.
So what? So Martin, you're talking about electric cars.
No. I'm talking about gas cars. Like I would choose a car because of its motor, based on.
You mean
like, if
engine?
you got yeah, like if you got two cars that are the same but different engines, I would go with one over the other.
Yeah, you compare engine, right? So, but I can say, okay, let's say I'm gonna buy a SUV, a Honda. Wouldn't I? Or wouldn't I? Okay, I'm gonna compare Pilot to Passport.
Yeah, that's two different cars.
You're right, two different cars, but I will compare it. Same brand though.
Oh my god.
That's the saying that what I'm saying that you can't compare two different things.
But like I say, the way you doing it, I like I said, I want to get off this subject. I don't want to freak out.
At this point, it just kind of entertains me to frustrate him. Different cuisine, but you can compare a contrast between all the same. Yeah, kind of. Different kind of food is kind of different. Now we're talking about completely different thing. Now, yeah, and yeah, some of the stuff you gotta compare with preference. Some of them you compare with spec, right? And I think two different cigars compare in preference, not specs, not specs. So, yeah, it's okay. It's our opinion at the end of the day, guys. It's our opinion at the end of the day. You don't have to go crazy at it. It's just opinions, right? Val, how's your cigar treating you today?
It's treating me okay for right now.
Treating you okay? Martin, how's your cigar treating you today? Why are you smoking?
I just grabbed one. It was the Filthy Viking or Filthy Hooligan, whatever it is.
Philly Hooligan. It's
I
not
just
even St.
grabbed
Patty's.
I don't care. I had it in the humidor. I just grabbed it.
I think Martin is trying to hint about that Candela.
No.
You compare what you can afford. Do you? I don't know. I think a lot of us talk about cars that we can't afford. That's normal.
Yeah. I agree. You can compare what you can afford. It's like when I
Oh,
was
I
looking
compare
at
shit that I can't
the
afford all
Honda
the time.
SI versus the Acura Type S, I was doing that.
They're two different cars.
True. But they're still in, they're Hondas. Same motor, I think.
Now they're two different cars, Tony.
They are two different cars to start with. What are we talking about?
Okay.
You can compare them. I keep saying this. You can compare two different things. You're saying that they had to be the same to compare. I'm saying that they could be different and I can compare them. In fact, I can compare.
But first of all, I compare cigars. I talk about cigars. So I don't talk about other shit that just randomly just toss in to make a comparison.
That's called example. Yeah, examples. You use something other item as an easier understanding example to lead to the conclusion. Yes. Is walking better than driving, riding a bike? People often choose walking, biking over driving over the driving of the road.
I ain't never want to walk.
It depends on how far you gotta go.
It doesn't matter, dude. I would drive down the street.
I mean, bro, it's like when you drive like 300 miles just so that you can hike 10 miles. That's like
I hate to tell you, if it's choose between driving and walking, I choose driving any day.
Yeah, I would drive 2 feet away if I could.
Yeah. Like if this parking space is about 2 cars length closer to the door, I'm driving to the door.
I'm driving.
I mean, there's a gas station or a convenience store like on the opposite side of the street here. I would fucking drive there instead of walking.
Yeah, I would rather drive. Unless I had to make a
Alright.
U-turn. Unless I had to make a U-turn, that's a different story. I have to think about that if I had to make a U-turn.
Fuck is
Because it would
that?
take me like 5 minutes walking and then take the car. It's like,
What does that mean? So when I drive down the street and I went to the shop, whatever that I needed, and I realized that another shop back where I came from is 2 blocks away, I probably rather like 1 block away. I probably want to walk down rather than drive a U-turn.
Nope, I'm driving. Fuck that.
I would drive.
I drive that shit.
I would drive.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
Well, if you gotta
11:01.
carry a lot of stuff, you're gonna drive.
11:01. That will be today's suffering for Eric. No more suffering for Eric. Reminder that next Saturday we have the smoke together, and I hope you guys can bring some opinions and some critiques for the cigar and smoke the cigar together with me for next Saturday. This Saturday, I think I'm just gonna smoke a regular cigar. I'm gonna continue to smoke other cigars to get some ideas.
Yo, somebody just say the cigar is something wrong with the cigar to make Tony happy.
I'm not gonna be the only one that's happy. You'll be happy too.
Just do it. Just do it. I guess every day.
Why do you have to be so pessimistic?
I've got one.
What?
I've got a negative one.
One.
It's not buy one, get one free.
And that's not up to the cigar. That's up to the store owner. Okay.
It's not buy one, get
Yes.
one free. That's my negative one.
There's something wrong with cigar. Okay, Ethan, what is it? Before we go, what is it?
Ethan,
What's-
have you smoked it yet, Ethan? Or do you got it yet? I'm just curious.
I don't know, just something. Okay, just something.
Just
No,
something.
not yet. Not yet. Okay. All right. Anyways, so that will be it for today. Reminder, next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, next Saturday. This coming Saturday, I hope everybody can bring a some sort of natural Connecticut smoke. Let's talk about Connecticut and natural cigars. All right. So
I'm
this
not
coming
doing that.
Saturday, bring something lighter and let's smoke a lighter cigar. And let's talk.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, you can smoke whatever you want, but I'm just saying, if you can bring in that lighter cigar, smoke it together. Let's talk about lighter cigars. Let's start talking about go
Burn
back to
too
basics.
evenly. I
Eric,
like to touch it.
Eric, go outside the box, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go outside the ITS box. That's what I'm gonna do.
Because he cigars outside the So bring a lighter cigar. Anything that's not Maduro. Let's talk about it. It could be Habano, it could be Connecticut, whatever. Could be Nicaraguan.
I can't compare them, so it's okay.
Yeah. Then yeah, I'll do the work. I get it. I have to do all the work. I'll do the work. So, anyways, so that's it for today. I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
All right, good night, everybody.
Peace out.